work the S1 pump, I know it's so overwhelming. I'm going to do a very high level overview of what the different buttons mean and the settings. And I also want to preface this by saying that I have recently learned that a newer, more upgraded version of this exact pump has since rolled out since I got mine. So you will find that if you have the newer one, when you turn it on, you're going to see letters here. For example, C1, C2, C3. If you have the older one, it's going to have numbers. So I'll start with what it means for numbers, but just know it's essentially the exact same thing. It's just a rebrand on what they're calling the cycle side of it. So to start, we have the on and off button, the night light button, and then these are really the ones you're going to want to pay attention to. So you'll notice right here in the center, it's a little wave. This is how you're going to alternate between the two different modes associated with this pump. There's only two. Typically, you start in what is called letdown mode. And letdown mode is a more gentle option. It's mimicking a baby if you were going to hold them up to nurse. So what that means is the suction is quite shallow, but they're moving very, very, very quick because they're like trying to stimulate the milk to come out, okay? And that is where these buttons are going to come into place. So the cycle is how fast it's going, and the vacuum is the suction intensity. So when you're in letdown mode, typically the cycle is faster and the vacuum is low. Vacuum being the suction. So think shallow suction. So when you're in letdown mode, and you'll know that you're in letdown because it has this little wave right here, the cycle is fast and the vacuum is low as far as the numbers go. Now with the new model, you will not see a number here. You're going to see C1 through C5. And what's cool about the new model that doesn't exist with the old one is you have the option to increase or decrease this side of it when you're in letdown mode. On the old one, you do not. You stick at this the whole time. So like you can click this and it's never going to change from this number right here. All you can control is the suction on the vacuum side, okay? Now, assuming you're gonna start in letdown, as soon as you see milk starting to drip into this bottle, typically what you do is you're gonna click it again and you're gonna move from letdown mode to expression mode. And expression mode has the opposite settings of letdown mode. So think about it as letdown, we are moving really fast, but the suction is shallow. Letdown means the baby is now getting milk. Milk is now coming out, and we are going to slow down the cycle, the speed, but the vacuum is going to go up. So they're more latched on, right? So the suction is more intense, but they're going to be moving at a much slower pace. So it is essentially mimicking what a baby would do. So you will find when you switch this, it's going to switch the numbers. So letdown mode is going to typically have a high cycle and a low vacuum, and expression will have a high vacuum and a low cycle. Does that make sense? I know that's confusing. Now, again, what's cool about the newer model, and people are always saying that theirs looks different and they see C1 through C5, you can adjust how fast it's going, which is really nice because that does not exist in the old one. What I always say is don't pay attention to the actual numbers. This is just to explain what the different buttons mean on the machine itself. Also, you don't have to start in letdown mode. I prefer to start there because it's a little more gentle on me. So I like to just kind of like warm up, let some milk flow, and then turn it up a notch. But some people do really well starting much stronger. Some people like to alternate between the two. They find that it increases their output. So you really have to experiment with it and see what's best for you. If you find that you are not getting any milk, one thing to also consider looking into is your flange size. You may find that the pump as it comes is not the right size for you. In fact, I would say a majority of people, it's not sized correctly. So you need to order flange inserts, measure yourself. These are all different sizes. And then you're going to stick this right in. And I found that once I added this into my pump, 100 times more comfortable, and my milk output increased. So this was a game changer for me personally. So I always recommend that you measure yourself and then order that and have it ready to go. Okay, let me know if you have questions. I know your head is probably spinning if it's the first time you've heard about this. If you have specific questions that you want clarification on, you are welcome to add that into the comments and I will try to expand on it. But I would recommend having the pump, putting it in front of yourself, watching this, pausing, and just playing around with it. I promise you'll get the hang of it. It may feel in this moment like you will never understand. You will. Trust me.